Hey, how's it going? My name is Kevin and I'm the Helpful Hero, here to help you leverage the awesome power that is HubSpot. In today's video, I want to show you a great way to create a template if you're using a theme. Now, the reason I say that is because with HubSpot's advent of themes, the template files which exist within the theme are HTML coded files. They are not the old school modularized drag and drop templates. So it makes it a little bit harder if you have a layout that you want to build and then reuse. But the good news is I'm going to show you a really simple and effective way to go ahead and create a template that you can reuse as you're building out different pages of your website. Now, before we get into this, if you are a developer wanting to understand how to actually code an actual real template, this video is not for you. This is for you if you are a marketer, entrepreneur, someone who just loves using an already awesome theme, like clean maybe, and you just want the ability to create your own layouts to, like I said, for now the third time, reuse. So let's go ahead and jump straight into HubSpot CMS. I'm gonna show you how to do this. First, go ahead and create a new website or landing page. It doesn't really matter, but for this example, we're gonna go ahead and create a website template. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and name this template for the time being, and then go ahead and create this page. One thing that you can do is utilize an existing template within the theme that you're using. Again, we're gonna be using Clean Pro for this example, shameless plug, but you can use any of the templates that you might have access to as a starting point. And this is gonna help you just speed this along so that you can add in or remove the modules you want or don't want. The other option, and something that I do quite frequently, is use a very simple template to start with and then add all of the modules in that I want as part of this new template that I'm creating. So if you're using Clean, the one thing that you might want to leverage is the thank you templates. So I'm going to go ahead and select that right here. And the reason is because the thank you template within Clean Pro is super bare bones. It basically has a hero banner and that's pretty much it. So it makes it really easy to then go ahead and drag and drop in new modules that I want as part of this template that we're building. So what we'll do is we're gonna go ahead and just add in a couple things. So first and foremost, the thank you template, you can see it's a little large and in charge. But let's go ahead and pretend that we just want this as a simple hero banner at the top. So what I might do is come into the row settings. Let's just remove the scroll animation, remove full screen backgrounds. We're gonna come to spacing options and make this a little bit slimmer so it's not so large. We'll just do maybe medium and medium. Well, not large, we'll do medium. And then we'll come up here and we'll give it a slight background color just so that it's not so stark white. Cool, now we have this as our hero banner. So let's go ahead and just add a couple different modules to it. So say for example, right below this, we want some text on one side and an image on the other. We'll go ahead and use the image and text option 2 module, and we can just drop that straight into the page. The one thing that I would highly recommend as you're building out this template is to just use placeholder content for the areas that you know that you're going to update as you're building out different pages. So right out of the box, you can see there's a placeholder image that comes with the Clean module and some placeholder content. You can certainly add in your own or your own formatting. For example, what I mean is with this content right here, if we go into the actual content, maybe I don't want this to be an H3. I want this to be a consistent H4. I can make those sorts of content changes here as I'm working my way down the page. Now let's go ahead and say, in this example, we want the image to actually be on the right. We would just switch that and we'll just call it good for now. So let's go back home and maybe grab a couple more modules. So let's just say, for example, we want some icons to represent other features. We can grab the icon and text module, drop that on the page. And you know what? Actually, maybe we want 2 rows of that. So what we can do is we can just duplicate that, drag that right down below. Now we have a couple different rows. The other thing that you want to be mindful of as you're dragging and dropping these modules in is to set up the different row settings so that they're consistent. And I touched on this a moment ago when I was doing the hero banner portion of this page. But what you'd want to do in this case is come in here and maybe we want to tighten up this little grouping, right? Because it's an icon module. So one thing that I might want to do is come in to the row settings. We'll give that a consistent background color. And maybe in this case, we'll just do that same light gray that's on the top for this one. And we want to remove a little of this spacing between each of them. So I would come down here and maybe do the padding small on desktop, do extra small. And then I would come straight over to this version and basically do something similar. So I would do the same color background. I would come up here and I would do maybe extra small as well. Now this little group feels more like an actual group. And so what you would do is basically just work your way down the entire page, building out the different components so that you have your, well, call it master layout or template at the end of this process. Once you're done there, all we're gonna do is come up to the settings tab. Now, here is where you want to get strategic when it comes to organization of the internal page name. So just like I started with, I would call this template, which is gonna help with search in a moment. And then maybe do dash, and just say, for example, this was going to be a product page or a services page. I would just type in product page or some way to identify what this template is. And I'll show you why that's gonna be important in just a moment. So once that's good, just so that you don't have this alert, maybe what I would do is just give it a page title of the same, and then come over here and save the draft. We are not going to publish this page. You can if you really want to, but I wouldn't because it's just going to be a live page on your domain. So this is just a template. You don't want it live. Now that we have that, literally we can just exit out of that. Now, one of the ways in which you can then access the template is, since it's in draft mode, you can very easily just come to your draft filter right here. Now, you might actually have a bunch of different pages in draft. So one of the other things that I like to do is just use this little search and start to type the words template. That is going to give you all of the existing templates that you have set up. And when you want to go ahead and create a new page, all you're going to do is clone that template, give it a name of whatever real page you're building, and you're off to the races. It's literally that easy, and you can have a bunch of these templates in draft mode that you can reuse. Now, there's only one caveat that I want to make you aware of, and that is, with this method, you can't necessarily come back to the template we just created, and make some sort of change that's going to ripple across all of the existing pages that you've built with this template. Now, the other kind of good news is that's not really how a real template works within a theme. So you're not losing out much. At any rate, I hope this video helps and helps you actually create your website with even greater amount of ease. If you like this video, please do me a favor, hit that like button. If you have any questions about this process or in general, when it comes to HubSpot CMS or Clean, feel free to hit me up in the comments below, and I will see you in next week's video. Later.